When you see it in person, it just gives that extra level of luxury kitchen vibe. I wanted the Bora hob to disappear into the worktop. Gives you that kind of American fridge feel, but it's integrated. I'm back, and this is my version of a minimal kitchen design. Are you tired of a cluttered, chaotic kitchen that just leaves you stressed and overwhelmed every time you walk into it? Well, what if I told you that a minimal kitchen design can actually help the way you work and make you feel a lot less stressed and actually enjoy cooking? Because personally, I love to cook, but when the kitchen's a mess, it's like I don't even want to go in there, and I'll just go for like the easiest, fastest meal I can make, when really I would like to make a slow cooked lamb leg, for example. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you my top tips on how to design a stylish but functional kitchen with a minimalistic twist. So if you're ready to transform your space, then keep watching. My name's Alicia, I'm a luxury kitchen designer in London, and as always, let's get straight into the design. Okay, so this is a kitchen that I've designed specifically for this video. This is my take on a kitchen with a minimalistic twist, because of course we could go even more minimal by hiding all of the appliances in this kitchen, but I wanted to make this a functional and minimalistic kitchen. So sometimes when you hide too many appliances, then when you actually need to use them, it's a bit of a faff. So this is how I would design a minimalistic kitchen for myself. So let's start off with the color of the cabinets. So I've made almost all of the cabinets in this kitchen the same wood color, and that is the same as the light wood door behind me, but without the fluting. So it's just a flat slab door, and this is also a handleless kitchen. We do have handles in some places, which we'll get to later in the video. For now, I've gone with the same light oak door across the whole kitchen, and this is a real wood veneered door, so it's just a really nice finish and looks very natural, because I really like the natural tones in a minimalistic kitchen. I like the texture of the wood. So the two units that we haven't gone in the wood here is the two wide units above the sink, and these are units that flap up. You can either have them on a push to open if you want no handles, or if you're considering using these cabinets and potentially having wet hands, then I would put some nice long black handles on there, so you're not always touching the front door of your kitchen with wet hands, because then you're more likely to get fingerprints on there. But again, these are finer details. And I've done this because I've tried to give the back wall a framed look, and if we did it all in wood, you wouldn't get that same effect. So that's why we've gone with two black units here. The black doors that I've used in this kitchen are actually again behind me, and this is an organic glass door, so it's a very black because there's so many shades of black, but this is one of the blackest black doors that I do, and it's got a glass sheet on the front, so it's very hard wearing. When you see it in person, it just gives that kind of extra level of luxury kitchen vibe when you have a solid black door, and then it's kind of extra hard as well. The main differences between that and just a standard lacquered door is how the light reflects off of the surface. So if you can kind of upgrade, then I would. I've only used it in two units, so this is a great way to kind of upgrade your kitchen, but without kind of adding too much cost, because we've only done it in these two units. And another reason that I've chosen this light oak door is because this color brings me peace. You may find that a black kitchen may bring you peace, so you could go with an all black kitchen. Like these samples here, we've got black on black doors with a black worktop. Alternatively, if you prefer a lighter kitchen, then I've also laid out these samples here as well, and this is another option. So if you like the points that I've made so far in this video, please give this video a like, it really helps me out, and we'll just get straight back to the video. Okay, so moving on to the appliances. So I knew that the appliances I wanted to choose for this kitchen were going to be black glass. The reason for this is because I really wanted to include the new Siemens ovens, which are all black glass. when you see them kind of in a dimly lit room, the handle to the oven almost disappears. The first time I saw these ovens, I thought they were handleless, but there is actually a handle. But because the handle is black glass and so is the oven, it just kind of seamlessly kind of disappears if you're in a dimly lit room, of course. Then I knew that the hob that I wanted to go for on the island was going to be a Bora, which again is black glass. Kitchen, I've gone with the Bora X Pure, so you can fit 5 pans on here all at the same time, and of course have a flex zone. The Bora is a venting hob, which means then we have no need for an extractor in the ceiling, so again keeping the space very minimal. And the Bora hob can also be flush mount, so we have everything kind of at one level on the island. Because I knew that my appliances were going to be black glass, that made the decision of the wall units above the sink for me, because I wanted very few colors in this kitchen. So we went with the black organic glass wall units because we had the black glass appliances. And then on the island, I wanted the Bora hob to kind of disappear into the worktop, which is why I've also gone with the Decton Domus worktop. This is the Decton Domus worktop, and it's just a very matte black. There isn't much texture to it. It is a matte texture, but there isn't any kind of bumps or anything like that. That's why the Bora hob just kind of seamlessly integrates into the worktop. So that's why I've chosen that worktop. As you can see, I've also taken the worktop into a full up stand. So the worktop goes kind of all the way behind the sink and all the way up to the bottom of those black wall units, and kind of gives the illusion that the worktop goes all the way up to the bottom of the oak units above. So on first glance, you may think that this kitchen is quite simple, but there is actually a lot of thought that I've put into the design of this kitchen. I've even considered the color of the handle rails that go around the island, and then vertically where the fridges and the larders are as well, because I was trying to keep the number of colors in this kitchen just down to 2, which is the light oak and black. So for this reason, I've gone with a matte black handle rail in between all of the units and all of the drawers, and the handles on the breakfast station, which we'll get to in a second. Another thing that makes this kitchen look more minimal, which again, you might not have noticed it when you first looked at the kitchen, but these are things that I take into consideration when I'm designing, and it's all of the lines in this kitchen. So on the back wall, every unit there is 600 mil wide, or it has 2 600 doors. It may be a 1.2 meter unit that's got a 600 door, with the exception of the drawers under the breakfast station. That was more of a functional decision because I wanted some nice wide drawers for if you have kind of wide dishes and things. If we look at the larder section, we've got 2 fridge freezers side by side, which I really like to put together. Just gives you that kind of American fridge feel, but it's integrated. And then either side of those, we've got 2 300 pull-out larders, and I just really love a pull-out larder because you can fit so many things in there, and it's a great place for tins and oils and bottles, snacks. If this was my kitchen, I would use the one that's more to the left for cooking things, like use it as kind of like a pantry, and the one to the right that's more for snacks. So if one person's cooking, then somebody else can grab a snack without kind of interfering with what's going on in the rest of the kitchen, and there's no kind of crossover in terms of the footpath. Somebody can grab a snack, grab a drink from the fridge, grab a glass from the breakfast station, and you haven't kind of interrupted anyone while they're cooking. So these are things to take into consideration while you're designing your kitchen and ways to make it more functional. On the back side of the island where we have the cupboards and the seating, I've also made all of the doors here 500 wide. So keeping the doors all the same width just means that there's less variation and that your eye isn't being kind of confused by so many different lines and sizes. Then nothing is fighting for attention. Again, these may seem like small things now, but when you actually see the end product and the kitchen in your home, it will make a huge difference. So let's now move on to the breakfast station. And the breakfast station is key for this minimalistic kitchen because it's a place to hide all of your appliances that you need to use on a daily basis, like your coffee machine, your toaster, your air fryer. These appliances can all be plugged in here and use, your microwave as well. So you can have them plugged in, use them, and then hide them back behind some closed doors when you're done. So again, you don't need to see the appliances on display. The breakfast station serves two purposes. It's a great place to hide your appliances, but also make them easily accessible. And then we've also placed this breakfast station to the right. So if one person in your household is cooking, somebody else can come in and make themselves a tea or a coffee without interrupting the person who's cooking, because everything you need for your coffee is in that station. You may need to quickly make a trip over to the hot tap if you're making a tea, and then you're back over to the breakfast station and not interrupting the cook. So another point that I didn't really touch on is looking into your appliances can really make a difference when you're designing a minimal kitchen, because if you have an appliance that can do multiple things, then it kind of cuts out the need for so many appliances in your kitchen. For example, the ovens that I've used here are the Siemens IQ700 Studio line, which is an oven, a grill, a steamer, a microwave. What else? They can also do sous vide cooking. It's a plate warmer. It's a I mean, if that's not enough things. It's a dryer. I mean, as in like it can dehydrate things. I've not actually used that setting. I have been wanting to try it out. It can do so many things, which just cuts out the need for all the extra appliances that you may own. On the island, what I've done here is made all of the drawers. Externally, they look like just two drawers, but then either side of the hob, we've got internal drawers. One nice big wide one that's about 1 meter wide, and that one can be used for cutlery and utensils. And then I like to use a smaller one on the right if it's also close to your oven for things like cling film, foil, baking paper, because I mean, personally, I go to grab those things quite often, but if you don't, then you can use them for something else like tea towels or just extra cutlery if you want to keep your kind of cooking utensils separate from your dining cutlery. If you enjoyed watching this video, I definitely suggest to watch this one next. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.